Welcome! Today we're gonna make throwing stars. If at any point of time you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe, or do both. Thanks, have fun! Let's start drawing the template. I'm using Adobe Illustrator, but designing them by hand works just fine. You could also grab a picture from the internet and use that as a template. I'm also going to upload the star you see me designing right now. I'll put the link in the description and you can use that too. Use a pair of scissors to cut out the template. Let's talk about steel. You can use about any steel you want. Keep in mind, if you don't want to go through the hardening process, you should use something that is already quite hard, like an old shovel or a dull saw blade. If you are going to harden your throwing stars, you can of course use flat stock, like I'm using right here. Go ahead and use a center punch on all corners as well as in the middle to help your drilling. It's advisable to drill those holes right away. You will see me doing that a little later because I got overexcited and somehow skipped this step. It's much easier to do it now though. Hitting everything with spray paint will save your day if the template accidentally peels off. That way you're not going to lose your outline. I'm cutting out the rough shape of the throwing star with an angle grinder. You can use a hacksaw if an angle grinder is not available. It works just as well, but takes a little longer. Since the paper already sticks up a little, I'm peeling it off. To make things easier, start with a small drill bit and enlarge the holes gradually. Put your drill on a relatively low speed. To get rid of the sharp edges, I'm using a countersink. Now to the fun part, grinding. A belt grinder sure speeds up an otherwise tedious process. If you have patience and a truckload of elbow grease sitting around, filing is an option for you. To keep your workpiece from overheating, cool it every once in a while in water. Since the steel I'm using has quite a rough surface, I'm also sanding the top and bottom. Instead of layout dye, I'm using a Sharpie to paint the edges. That makes it easier to see the scribe lines marking the center of the steel. Having a center line makes it so much easier to grind. You grind right up to that line and you can see where there's material left. This also makes for a really even grind. And yes, I am using a caliper as a scribe. It was so cheap that you cannot use it for anything else, since it's not even true. So to grind the edges, I'm using my knife grinding jig. I made a video about this jig and I'm going to link it in the description. Go check it out if you want to know more about it. It's so incredibly cheap as well as versatile and makes grinding bevels just so easy. Because of our good setup, grinding is not a matter of skill anymore. You're grinding right up to that center line and rotate to the next edge if you're done. Remember to occasionally cool it in water. Here I'm showing you how easy it is to use my jig. Loosen the screw in the middle, lift the star up, rotate it to the next edge, fasten the screw, and you're ready to roll again. To grind the other side, just turn the whole throwing star around. And we're nearly done with this one. I'm just spray painting it black to make it look more ninja. I also made another throwing star to compare a hardened and an unhardened one, as well as to show you how it's done. So let's skip the steps you've already seen and go right to the hardening process. I am preheating the oven to 800 degrees Celsius. The oven is up to temperature now and I'm putting in my throwing star for about 10 minutes. Don't leave it in for too long or it will decarbonize, which will most likely render your steel unusable. When the time is over, take it out and quickly quench it in oil. Any kind of oil will work. I'm using vegetable oil. This is what it looks like right after hardening. The throwing star would shatter, would it be thrown or dropped now. We have to temper it to make it tough again. I did a little bit of research and 51 to 53 Rockwell seems to be a good hardness for anything that is intended to be thrown. Therefore I let my oven cool down to 300 degrees Celsius and put the star back in for about 2 hours. To make it look cool, I'm polishing up the edges. Okay, I think it's sharp enough now. Let's start throwing it. It takes a little practice at first, but once you get the hang of it, you'll get it to stick nearly every time. As it turns out, I have to get rid of them since the possession of throwing stars is legal in Germany. Who would have thought?